Hello everyone, it's Barbara and welcome to Pick a Stack Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday already. Another week has gone by. What have you been working on? Are you going inside yourself, finding out who you are and how strong you are? Have you been releasing? I guess we'll find out. Start off with a little golden singing bell to charge up the crystals and the cards and me and everybody listening to this. We also get to listen to the sound of big trucks going down Main Street. We got a lot of snow last night, and so when we get a lot of snow, everything's louder. You would think the snow would insulate, but it actually makes everything louder. Plus, we have a lot of snow plows going by. So I can't apologize for that because I'm not in control of it, and we're just going to go with the flow. So if you're new to Pick a Stack, your mission is to think of an idea, issue, or question in your life, a loved one's life, your community, or the world. And then you can choose one stack, two stacks, or three stacks. This is stack 1, stack 2, and stack 3. I highly encourage everybody to listen to the whole video because sometimes we choose stack 1, but there's a message in stack number 3 for us. So you never know. Sometimes there's also a theme in the cards, which is very interesting as well. My spirit guides and Great Spirit, Creator Source have chosen the cards and the crystals for us today. I am just a tool. I'm just the hands. So it's always a surprise when I turn over the cards. Let's get started with stack number 1. If you chose stack number 1, you get the fabulous blue-green obsidian for your crystal. And the blue-green obsidian is a type of obsidian from the Mount St. Helens area of the United States. It supports the throat chakra, aiding communication, creativity, astral travel, and helping to open the aura. It is helpful for enhancing telepathic and psychic abilities, reading tarot. So I should probably just have this in my hand the whole time. And other types of divination. By clearing the path of communication, this type of obsidian helps one have a stronger connection to their own abilities in order to read a situation. This type of obsidian is really good if you have a job in any kind of a therapy field, speech therapy, art therapy. It's also really good for people with Alzheimer's. So that is stack number 1's crystal. I'm just going to put that in my pocket right now because I can. And let's see, your first card is from the Animals Divine Tarot, and it is Tangeria, the Page of Cups. Look at how beautiful that is. If you're a water person, there's fish, there's a turtle. Is that a dolphin? I'd like to think it's a dolphin. And your second card is the Three of Pentacles, and that is from the Celtic Dragon Tarot. So the Page of Cups, this is a message coming in, and it's an emotional message because Cups is all about emotions. But just from looking at their faces, because they're in the light, this is a happy message. It's divine because you've got the light coming. This is all in the divine. And then you've got here the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles are earthly, I was going to say possessions, but they're not necessarily possessions. They're earthly goods. It can be money, it can be stuff, but it's something that's from the 3D world. Whereas I feel like this card is not of the 3D world. I feel like this is more 5D. It's coming in from above. So you've got a message coming in that's divine from above. And I feel like it's going to translate into something physical for you. So in other words, if you've been dreaming, wishing, or manifesting something, and you've been talking to the divine or your higher self, but somebody in a higher realm about it, they're working on manifesting this for you. Or if you want something, you go to the divine and your higher self and you start manifesting it there. Now, what's really interesting is today is 11/11/2020. And today is a very powerful manifesting day. So if you chose stack number 1, this is a message for you that all your earthly desires can be attained by manifesting them in a higher realm. Have faith, believe. Feel yourself. Let's say it's a house or a job, feel yourself in that house. Smell it, see it, hear it, feel it. If it's a job, again, smell it, feel it, hear it, see it. Because that's in a higher realm, and then your guides can bring it to you in 3D. And it does work, believe me, it works. I wouldn't have a shop if it didn't work. So this is a very cool message from the universe. All your heart's desires will come true once you start creating them in a higher realm with your higher beings. Your third card is from the Ascension card Oracle deck, and it is Lord Kamika. This is card number 42. Kamika came from another universe to set the conditions for the golden age of Atlantis with Archangel Metatron. He has returned to be Chohan of the 8th ray, a soul ray of purification, enlightenment, and communication. It's interesting that it's communication because the stone was the blue-green obsidian, which is really good for communication. That's just an affirmation. When you receive this card, you are on a quest for enlightenment. And I would be willing to bet most of my clients are. Most of the people that are watching this are. Your guidance is to breathe Kamika's blue topaz light into your aura. Again, blue. Expand your attitude to one of unconditional love, acceptance of others, and personal responsibility. Kamika will open new doors for you and guide your footsteps towards enlightenment and ascension. The affirmation for this card is, I call on Lord Kamika to enlighten and support me. Beautiful. So if you chose stack number 1, that is your reading. You're going to be able to manifest all your dreams coming true. But remember, you got to have faith. Excuse me. If you chose stack number 2, your stone is Nuumite. This is often referred to as the magician's stone. Wear it for continuous energy in major undertakings and to ward off exhaustion. Yeah, I'll be putting this in my pocket too. Hold it in the center of your forehead to send a blast of energy down towards your feet, and it should bounce back up again. It is a masculine stone, a stone of support for fathers, especially single fathers, and assists anyone who wishes to resolve issues with their father or grandfather. Placing Nuumite near a source of heat can shield the home from natural disasters. On a side note, I have some of these on the boiler downstairs. And I just told the guy that works on my boiler, just don't even worry about it. Just ignore the rocks. This can also bring stability to a new environment. So it's really good for when you're moving into a new house or apartment. It's used in overall healing and tissue regeneration to relieve pain and discomfort from headaches and degenerative diseases. It may also be beneficial for people with diabetes, low blood sugar, low blood pressure, dizziness, fainting, and disorders of the eyes and the throat. This is an amazing stone. And it feels, you know how obsidian feels really smooth? This one is smooth, but it's not the same kind of smooth. It's It's got a texture to it. It feels good in your hand. All right. Your first card is from the Animals Divine Tarot, and it is Sedna. This is the death card. Now, before you all freak out, oh my gosh, it's the death card. This is not somebody dying. This is like the death of the ego, or you getting rid of something. And that's going to go with the Celtic Dragon Tarot card, which is card number 15, Chains. Now, what this combination is yelling at you about, because it's not just saying it, it's yelling it. What are you not letting go of? There's something that you need to let go of, okay? And you're not doing it. You're resisting. That's a really good word. You're resisting. You're resisting something. You're resisting letting go of something. And when you do let go of something, then all these amazing new things come in. It's kind of like when you clean out your house and you take stuff to the local thrift store or charity, and then you get home and you go, wow, now I have room for that new couch that I want, or now I have room for that whatever, or now I have space where I can just breathe, and I'm gonna start doing yoga. We release something so something better can come in, and it doesn't have to be a thing. It could just be space. It could be giving us time. It could be another person. We make room for another person in our lives. So this is, like I said, it's not just saying it, it's screaming it. What are you not letting go of? If you look at this, there's a couple here. She's got her eyes closed. And I don't blame her. She's like, la, 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 I'm not here. This is not happening. And some of us are doing that about aspects of our own lives. The dragon is in the room. But you know what? You can make friends with that dragon. You can say, hey, want to sit down and have a cup of tea? The cool thing is, once you face your dragon or your lion or whatever, the fear of the dragon or the lion goes away. And that's a big part of this, is facing your fear. It could be a fear of abandonment or betrayal, or a fear of lack. You know, not a fear of lack, but a fear of not having enough. A lot of times, because of the way we're brought up, we act in a certain way, and it may not make sense. And other people might say, well, you have an irrational fear of whatever. But to us, it's a perfectly rational fear. But once you face that fear, the dragon or the lion or whatever it is disappears. So this is a call out to you, to whoever chose stack number 2, that there's something you need to let go of. It needs to be released so that you can be free. This does not mean you're going to die. It means you are releasing. So if you chose stack number 2, you probably know what it is I'm referring to. Now, this is a general reading, so I can't tell you. You need to know. And once you know what needs to be released, well, that's the first step. The second step might be, hey, I need help releasing this, if you can't do it on your own. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're weak. We all need help. But you need to release it. We need to stop living in fear, and we need to stop living in thinking that we have control over things. We need to start going with the flow. We can't go with the flow if we are holding on to stuff. They're like chains on our ankles. Okay? So there needs to be some releasing going on there. And, you know, with this Nuumite stone, I feel like this is going to help burn off whatever it is that needs to be released. Your third card is from the Ascension card deck, and it is Mahatma in energy. Card number 6. In the golden era of Atlantis, many great souls placed some of their energy, as well as the Christ Buddha light and that of the 12 rays, into a sacred pool to create a high-frequency group consciousness. People could draw from the sacred pool to enhance themselves and their projects. This golden white Mahatma energy is once more available, and you are invited to draw it through your chakra system into the earth. This will raise your frequency and help the planet, for you will leave golden white footsteps wherever you go. That's beautiful. Send it to others to accelerate their ascension. The affirmation for this card is, I invoke the Mahatma energy to flow through me. Now, who doesn't want this? Don't raise your hands. Once you release what you've been hanging on to, call in this Mahatma energy, this golden white energy, this sacred energy, and fill yourself up. You will be amazed at how light and free you feel. Light and free. And like it says, you'll leave golden white footsteps wherever you go. You'll help people wherever you go. Beautiful. So once again, let it go, let it go, let it go. No, I'm not going to sing. You can thank me later. All right, if you chose stack number 3, we're just rocking today. If you chose stack number 3, you get the fabulous orange calcite. And some of these look like candy to me. I mean, it looks like it would taste like one of those dreamsicles, orange and vanilla. Orange calcite is mainly used for its strong, energizing, and cleansing properties. It can balance emotions, remove fear, overcome depression, and dissolve problems that may stand in your way of your best potential. It can also heal the reproductive system, alleviate intestinal and gallbladder disorders such as irritable bowel syndrome, and can help remove mucus from your system. It's especially good for the lower chakras. So I would, put this in my pillowcase and sleep with it, or I would put it in my pocket, especially like in a pants pocket, lower on the body. All the calcite family too is good for skeletal issues, good for the bones, teeth, hair, calcium deficiencies, stuff like that. All right, if you chose stack number 3, your first card is from the Animals Divine Tarot, and you get the fabulous little fox, which is the 5 of Pentacles, and from the Celtic Dragon, you get the Wheel. Look at how he's got his claw. So the 5 of Pentacles, it's interesting because in a lot of other decks, the 5 of Pentacles is usually, somebody outside of something. I know in one deck it's outside of what looks like a church window, and the people look like they're outside. It's snowing and they're not in where everybody else is, and they're sad. But in this deck, the Animals Divine deck, look at the face on that fox. That fox is not sad that he's outside. He looks like he's pretty happy. He looks like he's happy, even though, look at, there's snow all over the place. And, I don't know if he's hunting. He doesn't really look like he's hunting. But he doesn't look sad that he's outside of the norm. He would be really happy here where I am today because of all the snow. But we've got the sun shining now, which is really cool. So you can be outside of the mainstream group and be happy. I think a lot of the people that are outside the mainstream group are happier than the people that are inside the mainstream group. And we need to celebrate that. And we find more answers and we think for ourselves outside the group too. If you're inside the group, I'm sorry, it's kind of like being one of the sheep in a herd. When you're outside of the group, you got to think for yourself. You got to adapt. You're probably being outside more too, outside of nature. The wheel turns. There used to be, I don't know if it's still on because I don't watch TV, but there used to be that TV show on in the afternoons, As the World Turns. Well, this is As the Wheel Turns. The wheel turns. We live in cycles. Nature lives in cycles. The earth lives in cycles. The wheel turns. And as it turns, okay, my guides just said, think of the zodiac also. You know, my sun sign is Aries, so I was born in April, and every April, the sun is in Aries again. And that's another wheel. But then also, you know, the moon is in Aries a lot more often than just once a year. So as the wheel turns and another cycle begins, what are we doing? Are we making changes? Think about the moon cycle. So, you know, every 4 weeks, there's a new moon. And one of the great things that we can do is on the new moon, we can set our intentions for the next 4 weeks. And then at the end of that cycle, we can review the previous 4 weeks and say, okay, you know what? I didn't get everything done that I wanted to. I didn't make all the changes that I wanted to. So my intention for the next 4 weeks is going to be this. It's going to be partly what I didn't finish, but then I'm going to add this new thing. And if you do it in a 4-week chunk, it's not as overwhelming necessarily as maybe a whole year, you know, if you're making annual, like New Year's resolutions. And it's also more than one day. We can have our lists of things to do. That's not what we're talking about. This can be things like, I'm going to start doing yoga. I'm going to give myself 4 weeks to get to the gym. I'm going to read more. I'm going to learn how to play the violin. These are things that are good for you. It doesn't mean I'm going to winterize the camper. Okay? I mean, you can put that on your list, but this is not a list of things to do. It's a list of things to make me a better person. So the fox is outside the norm with those 5 pentacles. And this is, how are you improving yourself and your life? We have so many opportunities to do that. But sometimes we just allow life to take over and, well, I don't have time. Even if you just take 10 minutes in a day, 10 minutes, a half hour would be great. You got 48 half hours in a day. But even if you just took 10 minutes to meditate for yourself, not because somebody told you to do it, but for yourself. We need to take time for ourselves every day. And I know there's people out there that do that religiously, but there's a lot of people out there that aren't doing it yet. And for those of you not doing it yet, let's get started on that, because you are worthy and you deserve it. You are not here to just be a working machine. You are here to better yourself, to make yourself be filled with love and joy and fulfillment. So that's what I feel off of this pair of cards is, what are you doing for fulfillment? Your third card is from the Ascension card Oracle deck. And it is card number 44. That's angels. And El Moria. El Moria is the Chohan of the first ray of action. He is helping us with the changes ahead and our opportunities for ascension. He is a member of the White Brotherhood and originates from Mercury. Now, the White Brotherhood is from out there in the universe. It has nothing to do with anything racist on this planet, okay? White as in white light, not skin color. El Moria will soon become the Manu, the perfected man, on whom the new root race of humanity, with its 12 strands of connected and active DNA, will be based. In drawing this card, you are asked to lead by example, employing the self-discipline, strength, and integrity of an ascended master. You are reminded to use your power for the highest good. The affirmation for this card is, I stand in my power. This is the light calling you. The light calling you and saying, hey, what are you doing to help yourself ascend? You cannot ascend if you are holding on to all of your baggage. The ball and chain is going to hold you down. Think about a hot air balloon. Release all the sandbags. The sandbags are those low frequency emotions: guilt, anger, resentment, bitterness, unforgiving. Those low frequency emotions that attach themselves to your organs, your lower organs, like your gallbladder, your kidneys, your liver, etc. Let go of those emotions. If somebody hurt you, forgive them. It is not for them, it is for you. You forgive them to help you. So, forgive everybody that's ever done you wrong. Let go of all that baggage that you're carrying around so that you can ascend when the time is right, and live a life of integrity. Integrity goes such a long way in helping us live a lighter, more fulfilled life. Wow. So that was some pretty strong messages today. We're just changing ourselves to make the world a better place, because it all begins with inside of us. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. I love you. I send you my love and blessings of light and joy and peace and divine health and all good things, because you're worthy and you deserve it. Have a blessed day, my beautiful soul family. See you next time. Namaste.